Do you ever go to Walmart to get your groceries and you see that box of pink frosted sugar cookies that just look so delicious? Sugar cookies were actually made clear back in the 1700s. They were first made in a small town called Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Richard Meier, an architect by degree, founder and CEO of the Mobile Cuisine magazine, wrote that actually the cookie's first name was not Sugar Cookie. Its first name was called the Nazareth Cookie. I first learned how to make cookies as a child. I was probably about the age of 4 to 5 that I can remember, and I made cutout sugar cookies with my grandma. And this is a tradition that I've done ever since, every year. So this gives me 20 years experience in making cutout sugar cookies. Today, I want to teach you the basic steps of making cutout sugar cookies. We're going to talk about making the recipe, cutting out the cookies, baking the cookies, and then finally decorating them. Let's get started on learning the first step to making cutout sugar cookies. The first step is mixing the ingredients in the recipe. My recipe comes from the New Better Home Cookbook, which has been around since 1979. You're going to mix 3/4 cup sugar, 2/3 cup shortening, 1 teaspoon of vanilla together. You're going to mix this together until it's thoroughly combined and it's kind of a smooth. Then you're going to add 1 egg and 4 teaspoons of milk. You're going to mix this until it's light and fluffy. In a separate mixing bowl, you're going to combine dry ingredients, which is going to be 2 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You're going to mix this together so that all those dry ingredients are evenly mixed. Then you're going to dump that into your first mixing bowl. You're going to mix it together until a ball of dough is formed. Once your ball of dough is formed, you're going to put that in the refrigerator to chill for 1 hour. Now that we've completed step 1 of mixing the ingredients, it's time for the fun part of cutout sugar cookies. The second part is cutting out the sugar cookies and the cookie dough. Sprinkle your flat surface with powdered sugar. Now, you're going to use powdered sugar because if you use flour, it's going to take away that sweet taste. Dip your cookie cutter into the powdered sugar, and this is going to make it to where the dough doesn't stick to your cookie cutter. Work from the outside to the inside. This is going to make it where you don't have to roll out your dough as many times. Now use your spatula to transfer the dough shapes to your cookie sheet. Space the cookies 2 inches apart from each other. Now that we have finished step 2, we can move on to what I find to be the easiest step. The third step is baking the cookies in the oven. Go ahead and turn your oven on to 350 degrees. Once your oven is preheated, you're going to place your cookie sheet into the oven. Now you're going to set your timer for 2 minutes less than what the recipe calls for. This is going to ensure that your cookies do not overcook or burn. Now, if you take them out and they don't look done, just do 1-minute intervals until they are done to ensure that they do not overcook or burn. When the timer goes off, pull them out, use a spatula to transfer them from the cookie sheet over to the cooling rack. Now that the cookies are baked, it is time to move on to the final step. The final step is decorating your cookies with icing. You can use a knife to spread the icing over the cookie, or if you want to have a more detailed look, you can use piping icing bags to give your cookies more details. Now, if you want to put the sprinkle on top, like the cherry on top, you go right ahead. Now you have completed your cookies. My purpose today has been to inform you of the 4 steps to making cutout sugar cookies. We started with making the recipe, cutting out the sugar cookie, baking the cookies, and finally decorating them. Now, as you can tell, this is a bit of a lengthy process, but when done properly, it is well worth having delicious cookies. It's no wonder that cookies have been around for over 300 years. Thank you.